The Italian Wine Podcast is the community-driven platform for Italian wine geeks around the world. Support the show by donating at ItalianWinePodcast.com. Donate €5 or more and we'll send you a copy of our latest book, My Italian Grape Geek Journal, absolutely free. To get your free copy of My Italian Grape Geek Journal, click Support Us at ItalianWinePodcast.com or wherever you get your pods. Grazie mille. Official media partner, the Italian Wine Podcast, is delighted to present a series of interviews and highlights from the 2023 Wine2Wine Business Forum, featuring Italian wine producers and bringing together some of the most influential voices in the sector to discuss the hottest topics facing the industry today. Don't forget to tune in every Thursday at 3 p.m. or visit theitalianwinepodcast.com for more information.
Hello, this is Cynthia Chaplin. I'm at Wine2Wine Business Forum, interviewing producers for our Italian Wine Podcast Marathon during the forum. And this afternoon, I'm very happy to have Serena Storri with me. She's the Marketing and Communication Director at Cecchi in Tuscany. So thank you so much for coming and talking to me.
Thank you, Cynthia, for inviting me.
It's a big pleasure. I'm a big fan of Cecchi's wines. So just to talk about the cantina a little bit, I know the cantina is comprised more or less of 5 estates. Is that right?
Yeah, that's very correct. The company was set 130 years ago. We are celebrating this great anniversary this year. And yes, since the 1960s until nowadays, it's 5 estates, 2 based in Castellina and Chianti, so in the heart of the appellation of Chianti Classico. 2 estates based in Castellina and Chianti are Villa Cerna, that was actually purchased by the Cecchi family in the 1960s when they decided to move in Chianti Classico, and the Villa Rosa estate that was bought actually in 2015, where we produced our Villa Rosa Gran Selezione DOCG wine.
That's the wine you've chosen to represent the cantina today. So very interesting. Villa Rosa Chianti Classico Gran Selezione 2019.
Yeah.
Why did you choose this wine? Why is it so important to Cecchi and to you?
Because in between the 60s and the 2015, when the family decided to reinvest in Castellina and Chianti, they had decided to be looking around in order to be producing in other areas, vocated areas for wine production, such as in Maremma, very promising and wild, and based on Sangiovese too, where we have an estate called Val delle Rose. And they had actually exited the borders of Tuscany, investing in Umbria, in Montefalco, to be more precise, with Tenuta Alzatura. So when they decided to be back in Chianti Classico, choosing a very special estate such as Villa Rosa, that is the reason why I like to talk about it, because it was actually like going back to the roots of Chianti Classico and of Sangiovese based, like 100% Sangiovese wines.
So what makes Villa Rosa so special as an estate?
Villa Rosa is composed by a few parcels. There's a few marvelous vines. One of those is called Casetto, and it's the highest on sea level, and it's like surrounded by this incredible cypresses, trees, wood called La Cipresseta di Sant'Agnese.
For everyone who's listening and hasn't been to Castellina and to this region, it's the most beautiful part of Tuscany. It's really lovely hills, these long avenues of cypresses like you're describing, really beautiful vistas to see. So yes, carry on, because it takes me back there in my mind. It's a wonderful place to visit.
True. And what very few people know about Tuscany, and Chianti Classico in particular, is that you often think of Tuscany as the rolling hills, the cypresses trees, the olive trees too, and the vines. But what very few people know is that the Chianti Classico appellation has a huge amount of woods.
Absolutely. That's
the
what
vines.
we call bosco. Yes.
Yeah, brava. It's full of boscos.
Lots of forest land,
true,
woodside land.
Which is really helping a lot in making the terroir very special, and helping a lot on like temperature swirls in between day and night, which are so important for Sangiovese.
Especially recently. Climate change is here, and the summers have been hotter and hotter as we go along. So you're in the ideal location. So Villa Rosa, how big is the Villa Rosa estate?
So it's more or less 20 hectares and divided in a few vines, as I was telling you. And another vine I'd like to mention is the Palagione, because we just subscribed to be part of the Old Vines Association, because it was planted in year 1965. So a few of the plants there are so stunningly beautiful and very interesting under the point of view of the quality of the grapes,
of course,
of the bunches.
Almost 60 years old, those vines. So in not making a lot of quantity, but the quality will be excellent, really concentrated and complex.
Yeah, I always like to tell that vines behave like humans, more or less. So, maybe less energetic, but like wiser, I would say.
Wiser, more interesting. I agree with that. I think that's absolutely true. So if we were going to pour this wine into our glass right now, what would we see? What would we smell? What would we taste? Tell me about Villa Rosa, Gran Selezione. What comes out of the glass?
First of all, it's 100% Sangiovese, produced in the way you would like to see a Sangiovese in the glass. So it's quite transparent and the color is very lively. And it's a wine that is already looking at the glass, is telling you that the style of the wine, the style of the bunches produced by the Vigneto Casetto are very elegant. There's it's very straight in the mouth. It's mineral, and it's all about authenticity. So it's like being there, closing your eyes and imagining you're walking on the stones. And the climate there is helped, as I was telling you, by the bosco around. So this equilibrium you find in the glass, that where the some fruit is very well matched with minerality, verticality, and depth, are making it a very, I hope, interesting way of drinking Chianti Classico, 100% Sangiovese.
Absolutely. And really, I think, really beautifully developed tannins in this style of wine.
Thank you for mentioning, because it's true. Tannins are so well integrated. And let's say the production style is really tends to not being proactive on the bunches. So that's the vine that's really producing tannins that are already very interesting and well integrated.
Let's talk about Gran Selezione for a minute, because, of course, it's relatively new to the appellation. Not everybody understands it. Let's talk about the difference between Chianti Classico and Gran Selezione.
One of the reasons why Andrea Cecchi decided to be investing in Villa Rosa was actually that the Gran Selezione was born. So the company thought it was quite an opportunity to be back in Chianti Classico to, let's say, go with that direction. The Gran Selezione is the top of the pyramid, the quality pyramid of Chianti Classico. And what is really making the difference, although it didn't from the early times, because we, the producers within Chianti Classico, probably had to get an idea of what would be the real opportunity. What is letting us express, let's say, terroir-wise, is that many of us are going towards the use of 100% Sangiovese, which is really interesting because nowadays we're talking about ugas.
Of course.
So
I think that's what we talk about quite a lot lately. The UGAs.
Yeah, the UGAs, so the Unità Geografiche Aggiuntive of the Chianti Classico, and of course going towards quality of wine that is really as much as possible authentic to the terroir it's coming from.
And expressive, really expressive.
So that's really helping the whole Chianti Classico appellation of having people understand the various qualities of the areas in which the Chianti Classico is divided. So to me, not only is the point of quality, but it's also very helpful in order to be as good as possible with the Chianti Classico producers to have people understand deeply the perspective, the qualities, the characteristics of each single portion of Chianti Classico.
It's so fascinating, this conversation. And I know that working at Cecchi is a new job for you. You've only been there a year and a half after a long experience at another winery.
Yeah.
So as the marketing and communications director, how do we get this story out to people who are not from Tuscany, people who are not from Italy? How do we explain this to people in China and Japan and the United States? How do we let them know the difference between Villa Rosa, Chianti Classico, Gran Selezione, and just your average Chianti Classico? We need to come up with words and ways to tell them.
It's a huge question you're asking, of course. And of course, we all have to start. We should definitely never be fed up in talking about our terroir. But I'm not even talking about our vines, but we have to speak all together as part of the appellation, because thank God in Chianti Classico, we discovered how strong we can be in terms of voices when we speak all together, same language. And of course, having people around the world having the chance of tasting our wines while talking about them. It's very obvious, but it's the start.
But it's important.
Yeah,
I think
truly.
It's difficult to make these distinctions if we don't take the time to get the wines there, get them in people's glasses, have them tasting and talking with people who are knowledgeable. This is how we're going to get new wine drinkers into the realm of all the innovation we want to do and distinguishing, as you say, the UGAs. That's something coming too. So for you in your role at Cecchi in the next couple of years, what's the plan? What would you like to see happen?
Yeah, I just joined, as you said. We are planning to rethink, in a way, our image. And when I'm speaking about image, I'm talking about the whole way of the face of the company outside. We are a family company, so this will mean that Andrea Cecchi, which is the CEO and president of the company, and all of us will have to be on the field, talking, meeting people, and where possible, strengthening our capacity of hosting people, because there's nothing as effective as having people from abroad coming over and discovering the terroir, walking on the vines.
That's such a good point. So I know people listening will want to come and visit you to beautiful Castellina.
Which is possible, and we are very happy.
Well, tell them how to get there. Do you have a website, social media? Where can they find you?
We have social media. Please check on the Instagram and Facebook. It's Tenute Cecchi. The website is tenutececchi.it or cecchi.net. And especially in Castellina and Chianti, we have the Foresteria Villa Cerna. It's a very lovely asset. It's possible to have a nice lunch or dinner in front of a vine, in front of Villa Cerna. And in Maremma too, we have this estate called Val delle Rose, and it's quite a destination. And in summertime, in between June and September, we are having a sort of program of events. Normally it's live events. We have concerts, we have some theater bits, or sometimes we have a DJ having tasting and aperitif at the sunset, which sounds obvious, but it's just stunning, believe.
Oh, that's perfect. I can't think of anything better than having a DJ and an aperitivo in Maremma as the sun sets down over the water. Exactly. How do people come and find Villa Rosa in particular, if they want to come to Villa Rosa?
Yes, they should contact us in Cecchi at cecchi.net, which is the direct email to contact us. And then we will put them in touch with the people that are taking care about hospitality. We are super happy if people will like to come and visit.
That is perfect. Thank you so much, Serena. It's a huge pleasure to talk to you about Tuscany and Gran Selezione today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Cynthia, for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, Cin Cin.